A friendship too close. Far away in Africa, Crystaline and Benardine were the kind of friends people envied. They dressed alike, laughed alike, and completed each other's sentences. "We're more than sisters," they'd say. Then came Chanzo. He wasn't loud. He wasn't flashy. He was the man every woman prayed for but few got. A listener, provider, protector. And most importantly, loyal. From day one, Crystaline was smitten. "Girl, this man is heaven sent," she often told Benardine, giggling like a teenager. Chanzo didn't only love Crystaline, he embraced her circle, including Benardine. He took them out, paid their bills, and made sure Benardine felt like family. But Benardine watched. "Crystaline is lucky," she'd whisper to herself. "I want something like this." Then came the bombshell, genotype tests. Crystaline was AS, so was Chanzo. The pastor gently broke the news. "It's too risky to marry. You may birth a child with sickle cell disease. Devastation." Tears flowed. Chanzo and Crystaline were heartbroken. They were forced apart, not because they didn't love each other, but because science stood in the way. Weeks turned into months. Crystaline tried to heal. That was when Benardine struck. One quiet afternoon, she looked at Crystaline and said with a soft laugh, "You know, I'm AA. Chanzo is still single, right?" Crystaline stared, confused. "Yes, but—" "Then lend him to me," Benardine interrupted playfully. "Since you can't marry him, let me try." It was a joke at first, or so Crystaline thought, but Benardine was serious. "I've been with no one. Chanzo is a good man. Don't let genotype waste him." Reluctantly, still nursing her broken heart, Crystaline agreed. She didn't want to seem selfish. She introduced Benardine to Chanzo officially, and surprisingly, he accepted. Maybe it was Crystaline's endorsement. Maybe he needed comfort. Maybe he didn't want to lose both women. Soon they were dating, then engaged. Crystaline stayed close, smiling through the pain, even helping Benardine pick wedding colors and venues. She told herself she had moved on. Until the night before the wedding, when she walked in on Chanzo and Benardine cuddling, laughing in a way that used to be hers. That was when everything changed. The wedding was grand. Guests filled the hall. Photographers flashed. Laughter echoed. Crystaline stood by Benardine's side, the dutiful best friend, holding her bouquet, adjusting her veil. But beneath that smile was a storm. No one questioned it. She was Crystaline, loyal, helpful, loving. What they didn't know was that she had laced them with a mild but fast-acting poison, just enough to make people ill, not die. When the cupcakes were served, the effect was immediate. Within 30 minutes, guests began clutching their stomachs. Children cried, adults rushed to the toilets. Some fainted, panic spread. Paramedics flooded the venue. Even Chanzo and Benardine collapsed, shaking uncontrollably. The reception turned into chaos. And Crystaline, she quietly wiped a fake tear from her eye and pretended to help carry guests into the ambulance. The hospital confirmed someone tampered with the food. "We've ruled out contamination. This was deliberate." Suspicion grew. CCTV footage showed Crystaline sneaking in with the cupcakes alone. Still, no one could believe it. Not her, not sweet Crystaline. Benardine lay on a hospital bed, pale and weak. Chanzo sat beside her, fuming. "She was our sister," he said, shaking his head. "Why?" When questioned, Crystaline finally cracked. "Because she took what was mine," she snapped. "You were mine, Chanzo. You were supposed to be with me." Benardine and Chanzo recovered physically, but the marriage never recovered emotionally. Chanzo would often look at Benardine and see what their love cost them all. Benardine? She couldn't forget that her dream came true at the expense of her friend's sanity. And Crystaline? She sat behind bars, haunted not by the law, but by the image of the only man she ever loved, loving someone else.